Hey, good morning. What's going on? Happy Thursday. It is Be Unleashed time. It is time for the real biz life. It is time to go in the business lab. It is time to get these golden nuggets. What's going on, guys? It's your chief visionary, Natasha Davis here. What's up? What's up? Thanks for hanging out with me. I hope you have had an amazing week. Like, seriously, had an amazing week. Listen, let me tell you, sometimes when life happens, you just gotta smile and get through it, right? I think that this year has gone by so fast. I mean, it's like spinning, right? Is anyone else experiencing that? Like, I'm telling you, I sat here one day, I was like, okay, it was just January 1st, or it was just July 31st, or it was just October 31st, or just January or November. And then to think that we are approaching throughout the end of the year. It's like almost here. It's crazy. So all I want to say is I hope you are ready for the rapidness of movement of this year. It's crazy. It's crazy. All right, what's up, guys? Listen, I'm so happy to be able to share the morning with you on Thursday morning, unpack a few golden nuggets, a few principles, have some fun with business and branding and strategy. First of all, you guys know I absolutely love strategy. I thoroughly enjoy doing this live show because I get to dissect the good, the bad, and the strategy around business and get to pick apart principles and just steps and actions and processes and make sense out of it and just have fun with it as well. And in the same space, I'm getting to transfer some knowledge over to you so that you can lift the lid off your thinking and be able to explore the possibilities and the opportunities available for growth and improvement. So super excited about that. All right. So listen, if you drop me a message in the chat, I will chat back with you. You know that, I'll talk back to you. I won't mistreat you. I won't do that. And also what I want to also remind you is please do not be stingy. Don't let somebody be tardy for the party. Go tell somebody to come join us in the business lab. We are about to dissect the real biz life right here. You can text them. You can tag them in this live that you see on any of your social platforms. We are live in Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube. So you can tag them. You can text them. You can call them, be like, the chief is live. Come and get it. They can come on Facebook, LinkedIn, or YouTube, right? All right. So also, don't forget, if you are thinking, I really could use some of these branding and marketing tips in my inbox, it's not a problem. It's not a problem. Go over to www.getbrandingandmarketingtips.com. Go to getbrandingandmarketingtips.com, and you will get some great branding and marketing tips right in your inbox. And you can pick apart and isolate and implement and detract, retract, all that good stuff right there from your inbox, right? All right, so listen. Let's get ready to go in the lab. Let's get ready to go in the lab. I love to normalize and simplify strategic planning. I love strategy. I love looking at risk management, change management, really looking at the business, uncomplicating the complexity around business and all that good stuff. And I love branding. I absolutely love strategic branding. As you can see the theme, I'm a strategist, love strategy, right? So today, what we're going to talk about is how to really zero in on the real strengths of your brand. Oftentimes, as leaders in a company, or the executive leaders or the owner, whichever, sometimes the focus gets off, right? And you're not as clear about what it is that you're doing. And so today we're going to spend some time just really laser focusing in on how to strengthen your brand and even looking at what are the strengths of your brand. Do you really know what are the strengths of your brand and how you should be positioning yourself in the marketplace to capitalize on all those really amazing things, right? So when you focus on the strength of your brand, one of the things that you're doing is you're ensuring that the brand is positioned to be sustainable, but also to scale. And as the CEO of the company, if you lose focus, or and even as the leader of an organization, if you have been, designated as the leader of the organization, you may not be the founder, you may be the CEO, the COO, whichever. If you lose focus on the power and the purpose of your brand, the company will suffer. And that sufferation is like a domino effect, right? And so the first thing you have to do when you're looking at zeroing in on the real strengths of your brand is to step back first, assess the brand. Now, I'm going to tell you what we're going to do. We're going to do a SWOT analysis, right? Now, I know that you guys have heard of a SWOT analysis. However, some people don't realize the power of a SWOT analysis. It's like this really amazing tool. If it is developed, correctly, and it is implemented properly. So when you look at your SWOT analysis, you're assessing the brand. You can actually do a SWOT analysis to look at a company. You can use the whole company. You can use it to look at a department, like an isolated department. And you can also do a SWOT analysis on yourself. Every year I do a SWOT on myself as an individual, as the CEO of Impact Branding Consulting, and also there's a SWOT on the company itself. Then when you need to roll out a product or a service, you can actually SWOT a product or a service as well. The SWOT analysis is not isolated to only a company, but for the purposes of today, we are going to assess the entire brand, right? But using a SWOT analysis. So that's what I want you to do. So a SWOT is used to help you to evaluate the competitive posture, right? The competitive position of this brand. But it also helps you to understand what are some of the opportunities that are available with that brand as well. How can you improve upon them? And also, how can you mitigate some risks, right? So we know a SWOT means your strengths, your opportunities, your strengths, your weaknesses, your opportunities, and your threats. And when you sit there and you look at it and we say, okay, we know what our strengths are. Those are really easy. People have to pay attention and be honest. Okay, what are our weaknesses? And when we look at these things based on our strengths and looking at the weaknesses that we have, where are the opportunities that we should be zoning in on? When we have this strength, where are the opportunities in our strengths that we are not capitalizing on? When we look at the weaknesses, how can we improve upon them so that we can open up the door? If we improve in this area, if we get the help or the support in this area, right, this area of weakness, and we improve upon this, what will the opportunity be for the company, for the brand, right? And then, of course, you look at your threats. Now, threats have internal and external factors that have to be evaluated. So I will do another session on SWOT, deep diving into SWOT, but that's the high level overview. When you develop it correctly and you use it properly, it is a powerful, powerful tool. All right, so after you do your SWOT analysis, the next thing I want you to do is I want you to describe your brand. 5 descriptive words to describe your brand. What words come to mind when people think of your brand, when customers or clients encounter your brand, when you designed your brand, right? What are those 5 descriptive words when you think about it? Were you thinking, sophisticated, serious, fun, exciting, hopeful, loving, kind, assertive? Like, what were you thinking when the brand was designed and developed? Even if you did a rebrand, or if you're actively in a rebrand, develop the 5 descriptive words, because you're going to be able to start identifying, are we actually living up to this, right? The next thing you do is you ask your customers and your clients, reach out to the marketplace. What do you think of our brand? Give me 5 words that describes the brand, right? And that's going to be more helpful than anything in the world, right? I hope you are catching these golden nuggets, because this is beast right here. This is some good stuff. Really looking at how you are going to evaluate your brand, how you're going to zero in on the strength of your brand. All right, the next thing I want you to do after you've done your SWOT, because you're going to assess the brand, you've done your SWOT, make those 5 descriptive words. Okay, how would I describe my brand? And I like to do this. How would I describe my brand as a person, right? You know, you can put gender specifics if you want. Is your brand a he or a she? Is your brand sassy or sexy? I don't know. What's your brand? You sassy, you sexy, are you strong? Like, what is your brand, right? And so give your brand a soul and build a personality for your brand. Get those 5 descriptive words. The next thing you want to look at is when you look at the outcomes that you have created for your marketplace, for your customers, what are 3 statements that you can boldly, honestly, and accurately state and declare about your brand, right? That is the secret sauce right there. Because when you can say, we get, we accomplish, we create, we fulfill, we achieve, we ensure, what are the 3 statements that you can boldly declare accurately and honestly, right, about your brand that you have done? Like, you have done it over and over and over again. We've done it more than once. So this is what I know that we can do. This is what your brand represents. What are those 3 statements that you can boldly declare about your brand? Now, you've done your SWOT. So you're assessing the brand. You got your 5 descriptive words because now you are giving your brand a soul. You are describing your brand as a person, right? Then you have your 3 statements that you boldly declare. This is what our brand stands for. This is what our brand can do. This is what we have done. So we know we can do it. So now you stand on that. The next thing I want you to really examine is, what are your non-negotiables for your product and service delivery? Now, this right here, I could do a whole series right here on this. Your non-negotiables for the delivery of your products and or your services. I want to know what can the marketplace count on with respect to your brand? Can they count on good service, or it's inevitably going to be bad service? Can they count on-time delivery, on-time arrival, or always tardy for the party? What can your marketplace really count on for your brand? Because these need to be some of your non-negotiables. What is your non-negotiable for your product or your service? Is it that, listen, under no circumstances are we going to deliver, like lazy service or crappy products? Like, we're not going to buy poor raw products, so we need to develop this. I remember a client that we had. They were in the food and beverage space. They were in the food space. And one of their non-negotiables were, we are not purchasing poor ingredients. Like, we want premium quality ingredients. We want the organic. We want it fresh. I don't care how much it costs. That is what this particular business owner want. And that was a non-negotiable. If it wasn't fresh, organic, premium quality, even down to if there were any sauces, anything in there, it had to be premium quality. That was a non-negotiable. When you think of service delivery, what is a non-negotiable? Some companies, is it okay that you don't meet deadlines? Has that become the culture in the company? Has that become the standard with your service, that you're delivering products and services late, and all of a sudden it's the culture, it's okay? What's a non-negotiable? And this is going to be the power for you, because when you look at this, it's going to help you to step back and look through the eyes of your customer. When you look through the eyes of your customer or your client, you are now going to be able to discover what is the beloved thing about your company that your customers really, really respect. They hold dear to them. Once you've done your SWOT, once you have stepped back and you've gotten your 5 descriptive words to bring the soul to your company, right? To turn your company into a person, right? Give it an identity. You have your 3 statements that you can boldly declare. This is what we can and will do because we have done it. I then want you to determine, what are the non-negotiables? What are the non-negotiables for your product delivery, for your service delivery? What are the non-negotiables? And then I want you to look through the eyes of your customer, look through the eyes of your client, and discover what's that beloved thing. You see that beloved thing? by your customers, let me tell you what, that's when you have tapped into your true USP. That's when you have tapped into an asset. Here is what I have seen. I have seen companies, product based, service based, not pay attention to what's that beloved thing that the customer and the marketplace loves. And they have not nurtured that asset, right? They have not increased it. They have not stabilized it. They have not made that a non-negotiable. And it falls by the wayside. And now your customers aren't happy. And when you have unhappy customers, what happened? They look elsewhere. Now they cheating on you, right? Now you got customers that's cheating on you because they're like, oh, you're not loving on me like you used to. You got to love on your customers. Don't switch up, right? That's why they love you. What's that beloved thing? And when you start to eliminate or ignore nurturing and stabilizing and increasing and really improving on that beloved thing, which is really an asset, which is a USP, right? That thing, your customers, if you don't take care of it, the customers are going to start cheating on you. They're going to start looking elsewhere. They're like, let me see who's going to give me what I like, because you don't respect me anymore. You don't appreciate me anymore, right? Pay attention to that beloved thing. Look through the eyes of your customers, and you may need to do a survey. Ask your customers, ask your clients, what is that one thing that you just, that's that like butter on warm bread, or a nice hot cinnamon coming straight out the oven. Right? Ask your customers, ask your clients, what's that thing, that one thing that you most love about us, that these things that you value the most. And I want you to take it seriously and hold on to it. That is a USP. That is your asset. And you never, ever, ever want to give that away. Never give that away. This is how you begin to zero in on the strengths of your brand. So after you have done the evaluation, you get your SWOT done. After you get your 5 descriptive words to turn your brand into a person, give it a soul, right? Give it an identity. Then you are going to outline, what are those 3 statements that you can boldly declare? This is who we are. This is what we stand for. This is what we make happen. Why? Because we've done it over and over again. Then you say, okay, after I've done that, what are the non-negotiables? What are the absolute non-negotiables for our company, for our product delivery, for our service delivery? What are the non-negotiables? Then I want you to look through the eyes of your customer, look through the eyes of your client. And I want you to find out, what is that beloved thing that your clients love about you? Hold on to that. And I want you to nurture it. I want you to increase it. I want you to really stabilize that beloved thing, because that is your asset. That is your USP. I have seen companies eliminate their asset, their beloved asset. Customers were like, all right, I think we're done here. We don't work well together anymore. So you want to be careful with that, right? And in that same vein, I'm going to also say, a lot of times I'm seeing people coming out with new taglines and creative taglines, and they just want to be hip to it, right? Let me tell you something. I believe in and I live by, I need you to choose clarity over being clever. Clarity over being clever. Clarity over being clever. Be careful that when you're playing around with taglines and new taglines, be careful that you don't develop taglines that actually anchor and support your brand by limiting the brand, because taglines are designed to anchor and support the brand. It's supposed to help to drive the message, right, for the company, for the brand. And if you develop a tagline that limits the reach of your brand, you're going to suffer. The company suffers, and you don't feel it right away, because taglines take time, but to take root, to anchor, and to support the brand. But if you develop a tagline that limits the reach of a brand, you have to be careful. I have seen companies that they changed their tagline, and then they became extremely myopic to the point where they eliminated some of their other customers, and all of a sudden the company just went haywire. But they didn't feel it right away. It took about 2 quarters, about 6 months for them to realize, okay, what's going on here, right? So your taglines are developed and designed to anchor and support the brand. It's supposed to help drive the message. Be careful that you don't develop taglines that limits the reach of your brand. Yes? All right, so there you have it. This is how you zero in on the real strengths of your brand. I want you to remember to assess the brand, get that SWOT done. I want you to pay attention to those 5 descriptive words that turns your brand into a person. Give it a personality, describe it as a person, right? Get those 3 statements down, Prac, that you can boldly declare that you know what your company can do and has done, so you can stand on that. I want you to identify those non-negotiables for your products and your services. What is a non-negotiable? If it's a non-negotiable, then boom, point blank period, you've locked in to your USP. You've locked into that asset, especially once you look through the eyes of your customer, because that beloved asset is what you are supposed to continue to nurture and to improve on. You don't have to be like everybody else. You just have to be the best you. You have to be the best and phenomenal you and the best brand that you can be. Okay. All right. There you have it. If you need your chief visionary for, strategy, any corporate training or speaking, I'm right here. Please do not hesitate to go ahead and schedule a power chat. You can go to the website that you see right there on the screen and you can get that power chat scheduled. The other thing I want you to know is please don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Impact Branding Videos, please. And thank you. Appreciate that. All right. And then next week, Thursday, we'll be here 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So I want you to bring a friend with you. Let somebody know that your chief is here 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on Thursday mornings. I'll be here. Unless I tell you I'm not going to be here, we together right here inside the business lab. We are dissecting the good, the bad, and the strategy around the real biz life. All right. Listen, if you are catching this on the replay, drop that hashtag replay team in the chat and I will show you some love as well. Blessings upon blessings, one love, one heart. Have a phenomenal week. Thanks for joining me. See you guys.